Hey everyone. So, one of my family's favorite football pastime appetizer snacks food is wings. So, one of the things that we like to do is we've tried a few different recipes, a few different toppings, rubs, sauces over the past season, and I'm going to share with you what specifically my wife's favorite is. So, what we kind of taken a hybrid of a couple of different cooking methods. One of them is the 0 to 400 wings, and the second is like Mexican chicken. So what we do is we go to Costco. We basically pick up it's like a 6-pouch pack of flats and drums, and essentially take 2 pouches. Usually ends up with being right around 30 to 35 wings combined, and we marinate that in some pickled jalapenos. So comes with carrots in there. They're whole, they're not sliced or anything. But basically 2 packs of that to one 28-ounce can of, 26-ounce can of the jalapenos, and let it marinate for about 1.5, 2 hours or so. Then we go ahead and we take the wings out of the marinade. We don't dry them off or anything like that. We basically just put them straight to a rack. And then we go ahead and season with Meat Church Honey Hot Hog. So we do a little bit of a combination of a dry rub, and that'll go on the wings, and that'll be what's on there during the initial cook on the pellet grill. And then we basically do kind of what's the restaurant style of hot wings. So basically we get some of the Frank's Red Hot Buffalo sauce, and we basically cut this with about, for every cup or so, it's roughly 2.5 tablespoons of salted butter. So we heat that up, and then go ahead and, once the wings are done and cooked, cover the wings in it, throw them back on the pellet grill for couple minutes or so, just to kind of tack up the sauce to the wing, so that they're not super wet, but they still are wet when they come out. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get these unbagged, separate out the jalapenos and the carrots from them, and go ahead and get them seasoned up. All right, so one of the things that you'll see that I like to do is kind of just take my bowl that I'll end up mixing the cooked wings in with the sauce. I'll just kind of empty the bag of the wings into this bowl. Just makes it easier to kind of pick them out and put them on here. When I put them on the rack, I'll put them skin down, and that's ultimately because what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry season both sides, but I want to cook the initial amount with the skin up. So by starting with the skin down, just makes it so that I don't have to flip them an additional kind of wasted time after I season them. So we'll go ahead and let's get these put onto the rack, and this rack will go directly onto the pellet grill as we cook them. All right, so let's go ahead and get these seasoned now. So like I said, Honey Hot Hog Barbecue Meat Church. As you see, I'm using the Meat Church kind of disposable cutting board. Not sponsored, just really enjoy the products that they bring to market, and a lot of the recipes that I've kind of made my own, as you know, they kind of talk about in their videos. They started in some way from them. So super, unsolicited shout out to them, I guess. So we're not going for a super heavy, dry seasoning on this. I just want a light dusting, just something to kind of adhere to while they're doing their initial cook. Then we'll go ahead and flip them over. Not super strong taste or profile from these. Usually I know when I've put enough seasoning on, because the amount of pepper in the air kind of gives you the awakening that you need for the day. And I will say this kind of oversized cutting board, disposable cutting board, comes in handy because it definitely makes cleaning up the kitchen much simpler. So what we're going to go ahead and do now, we're going to let these sit for about 10 minutes or so, and then we are going to go ahead and then throw them into the pellet grill. Pellet grill is off. We haven't started anything with it yet. It's filled up with just some kind of hickory and oak pellets from Traeger. And we're going to basically put the wings in there, and then we're going to go ahead and then set it to 400, allowing it to rise in temp, give it that smoke profile to these wings, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and let these rest. In the meantime, I'm going to go get the cover off the pellet grill, and I'll see you out there as we throw them on. All right, let's go ahead and set these on the grill. Set it for 400. Probably a little bit, a few minutes after it warms up, we will probably end up flipping it. It should take about 15 minutes, maybe a little less, to get to 400, maybe 20 minutes. And we'll want to flip them around halfway. The overall cook time is just under an hour. So we'll go ahead and let this warm up, and we'll flip them, like I said, halfway through, pull them out once they're roughly around pretty close to like 200 degrees internal temp inside the wings. It makes it very easy for the meat to come off the bone. So yeah, let's give them some time to cook. All right, it has been about 25 minutes or so. These are cooking really well. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them forward a little bit here. Now, as you flip them, you'll find obviously those hot spots on your grill. So potentially swapping some of them around based on how they've been cooking. You don't want any super burnt wings, unless you got someone in the family that does like them that way. All right, a little bit of time has progressed now. The flip has cooked the other side of the wings. We'll go ahead and temperature check them. While these cooked, I went ahead and took my red hot buffalo sauce from Frank's, mixed it with the butter, and these are looking pretty good, just about 200, 205. So these are ready to come off. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get these pulled off, and we'll just dump them in my mixing bowl. Get these well coated. Now, depending on how you like your wings, you'll want to decide on how long you're going to put them in next. About 5 to 6 minutes, they're going to come out a little dry. That sauce will be really baked on to the wing and onto the meat. I typically do about 3 minutes. 3 minutes gets them nice and well coated. Leaves them a little wet still, but not too wet. You'll still need a napkin or a towelette when you're eating them, but not so wet that the sauce is just completely falling off. So let's go ahead and get these back on here and get them tacked up, ready to eat. All right, another few minutes has passed. Let's get a look on how these have tacked up. Say they're looking about perfect. They've got that right little bit of wetness. So let's go ahead and get them pulled off and maybe give them a little bit of a taste. All right, and here is the end result. They're still a little too hot to handle by hand, but they are pretty much ready to fall off the bone. They're very tender. Let me grab a fork here and a knife, and I can perhaps show you on one of these here as we grab it. But yeah, it's just steaming and just looking absolutely delicious. So overall, very good result. Like I said, we like ours a little bit more wet. Get in there and show you just how nice and tender that is and juicy. So yeah, that is my way of making wings. Like I said, it's been really popular with the family this football season. Anticipate I'll probably be making them throughout the year. And overall, it's pretty simple. Not a whole lot of steps, and overall, start to finish, not counting the marinade time, looking at roughly pretty close to about an hour to prepare some wings. So definitely well worth it, and looking forward to having some.